friends, it's Nancy. Before we get started with our next project, I want to tell you about a project that's going to be upcoming. So we're going to use our, I needed to grab one. We're going to be using our collaged envelopes to make a TN style journal. So I've sort of been roughing it out, how I want it to look, and what pages I want to use, that sort of thing. So like here I've got little pockets and stuff, little tabs. It's all just paper right now, but this sort of is helping me come up with a plan for our project. I'm hoping I can start videotaping it maybe tonight, but I don't expect that we'll start the project till next week. So in order to get ready for that project, you want to have a collaged envelope. And for this one, you're going to need a bigger one. These ones are just not quite wide enough to do a TN. For a TN, you want it to be 4 3/8, 4.5 inches wide. The length is fine, but the width is a problem. So when you are, if you have a bigger envelope, so in my case, I had a bigger envelope from the bank, I think it was, and I actually had to cut it narrower in order to work. But if you don't have a bigger junk mail envelope, just add on an extra inch of paper or something and then collage over that just to give you the measurements we need. In terms of other pages, we're going to use book pages, copy paper, printed pattern scrapbook paper, both like the papery kind and maybe one that's like a cardstock weight. And we're also going to use ephemera. So whether that means you're going to print your ephemera from, I know there's lots of freebies available online, or other sites. You can print some ephemera, like vintage letters, vintage postcards, those kinds of things, tickets, cards, those kinds of things. Or in my case, I'm going to use the real McCoy because I am using or losing my ephemera. So I want to use some up, and I'm going to use a ton in here. There's also going to be some fabric lace button tabs to be included. Some sewing, if you do sewing, that's great. If you don't, it's not an absolute requirement. I think you're going to enjoy it. And the way I want to start it is to start with the very center page, and we'll just do one page at a time. So the center page will be actually 4 pages. And we'll, post-it notes. You're going to need little post-it notes so that you can number your pages. If you don't have post-it notes, you can finally write it in pencil so that you can erase it later. But that's going to help you keep things in order. Otherwise, it's your standard stuff. I'll talk to you about other ideas for stamping, maybe some stenciling, those sorts of things, so that you can take it up to a whole nother level. But otherwise, it'll be pretty standard, but I think you're going to be impressed with the outcome. So that will be starting probably the first part of next week. All right, now on to part 3 of Use or Lose It collaged envelopes. Welcome back. We're going to do some more collaged envelope projects. So these are the ones we did in the last video. We did this tip-in pocket, and we did this little booklet that has some papers in it, and we did this pocket that has a window in it. So we need to make a tag for this one now. So I do have a couple of envelopes that didn't have windows, so they're just collaged. So I thought we could use one of these. All right. So let's measure this. So we want one that's going to be bigger than the window, but at the same time, easy to slip in and out. So let's try 4.5, and if that's not good, we'll try 4.25. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this in half on the fold. See, this is why I don't like trimmers. Okay, we'll fix that. We're going to try 4.5. If that doesn't work, we're going to go 4.25. So this is tall enough to be able to be pulled in and out of this. Semi-easily. Okay, I'm going to trim it down to 4.25. Oh, that's much better. Okay, I'm going to round those corners. Okay. I think, well, for sure I'm going to want to put a tab on there. So let me see what I have. Oh, wait a second. I can cut a tab from this. So I have a couple of tab punches. I think I'm going to use this one though. Just trying to decide what color. There we go. Might need to fix this corner. Okay. I will ink this up. I cleaned my mat last night. scrubbed it, and then I used a razor blade to really scrape up the dirt. It was mostly glue, right? So I'm protecting that right now with this like cutting mat that you can get from the dollar store. I've just got it taped down so it doesn't move. Okay. Now I'm going to want to put something on here so we can write. Just looking in my scrap bin here. Oh, that's a map. Oh, Lord, look at this bin. Okay. Well, this is kind of handy. It says notes on it. I think I'm going to tear it. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. Just a little light. Some glue stick. Okay, it's this way for sure. Okay. I'm going to want to center my little tab. So what have we got here? That's the center. Perfect. Okay. can definitely add an image to that. Let's grab something cute. I'm thinking a bird or a butterfly. Feeling bird though. This look. Ooh, this one's cute. He looks like he's singing, and that'll be perfect. I think that's a baby robin, isn't it? With the speckles. Just having another look, see if I've got something else. Maybe I'll do this one. He's a little more robust. Ooh. Oh, he's too big. But he's so pretty. Yeah, we'll do a little more robust there. Okay. He has some grass between his legs. I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife and take some of that out. It's not going to be perfect, but whoop. He now has a hip injury. Poor rabbit, or rabbit. It's a bird. I'm going to trim a little closer. And I'll ink up the edge as well. Okay, so I want to make sure this is carefully glued on because I don't want it to get ripped off being pulled in and out, right? I'll put him in the lower corner. Remove some glue boogers. I'm just taking my time making sure that I'm getting the glue right up to the edge so that we don't have any issues with edges lifting up. Now I think I'd like to put an eyelet there so that I can hang a little charm or something from it. Sorry, I'm just searching for something that catches my eye. Oh, this is cute. Oh, it's got purple in it. That's not good. Let's see how that goes. It might be too big, but okay. So I'm using my crocodile to punch a hole. And then I will set the hole. Set the eyelet, I mean. Just taking a quick look to see if there's something I prefer. Yeah, I think this is a smaller coin. I'll take this jump ring off. I don't need that. Well, it's not a real coin. It's a, you know, a facsimile. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay, let me clear some mess and we'll get working on the next thing. Okay, so the other half of the envelope, I cut in 2 pieces. This one is 2 3/4 inches wide, and my intentions for this are to make a tag that will go in here, like so. Unfortunately, as we know, I haven't decided how tall this is going to be, but I can sort of demonstrate my intentions. Again, I'm going to use my corner rounder. Use another tab punch. And what I forgot on the last one, I didn't stitch around it. So while I was off camera, I stitched around it for this one. But this one's going to be exactly the same for the most part. I'm going to stitch around it. I will add some, ooh, I like this side better. I'll stitch around it. I will add some blank paper on the back for writing. I will put this little tab at the top and collage on some images, probably like a tall flower that's been fussy cut or something. So that's my intention with that. But right now I'm just going to leave it. What we have left is this little piece. It's about 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches. I'm going to square up this edge. Looks a little ratty. So it looks like it's pretty good to, I think I'll cut this about 2.5, then another 2.5-ish. This one needs a little more help. Okay. Okay. Give everybody a bit of ink. And I'm going to make stamp cards a la Corey Dahman. And this is why I've said a few times, I will never waste another piece of collaged paper, because I can always use this itty bitty little bit to make a stamp card. And they're just kind of a cute embellishment. Although, I could do a stamp card end. Just making that a little more equal. I'm going to do a paper clip. Okay. So I need a paper clip. I think I want this to be the front. These will be the insides. So I'm putting the short part of the clip there, and then I will glue this on top. But first, I want to add a piece of acetate to put some stamps in, and I will stitch around that first. I know I did have some acetate in here. There it is. Okay, let me just stitch this. Okay, if this one looks different, it's because it's different. I didn't record the finishing of this project. I did record me fussing around, looking at stamps, playing with my sewing machine. It's kind of a lengthy video, all told. So I've pulled the threads to the back. And I'm just tying a knot here. Oop. I'm just going to put a piece of tape over these threads so that they don't poke out. Okay. So using my Fabri-Tac, I think it's Fabri-Tac. Could be 3-in-1. I'm just putting some glue around where the paper clip is, and I'm going to use a little smidger of cheesecloth to pad that divot there. Just so the paper clip doesn't show. Because sometimes if you glue 2 pieces of paper over a paper clip, you're going to get a big dent, big bump where that was. So that kind of fills that in. All right. Making sure I get good glue coverage around the edge. And I'm going to use bulldog clips to seal that edge solid. Okay. Make sure that cheesecloth's down there. Excuse me while I rattle. These 2 pieces should have been the same length, but one's a little short, so that's okay. We won't see it anyway. Just grabbing some thread here. I think this is just embroidery thread. So just a little string of glue there. And I'll slide that up. I'll just trim this so that all the same length. And last but not least, we need a little stamp. I'll just grab my stamp book. It's a little wide. There we go. Ta-da! All right. So, that was the stamp card. So, thank you so much for joining me today. We've got more projects coming up, so be sure to join me again soon. Take care.